Hello, welcome to Die Rolling. I'm the ever excited item. If you're watching this, you're here for aliens. So let's see how the crew of the Montero get on with a bloodburster of all things. Clayton was just trying to convince Miller to let her and the rest of the crew have a little chat. And Miller wasn't really up for the idea of that. After, the last company agent he came across, didn't go too well, I guess. So they were just kind of like just sparring a little bit, kind of trying to figure out who had authority here. When all of a sudden, Cooper, one of the scientists, buried the palm of his hand into his eye socket, and then something popped out of his head. A bloodburster, a horrible creature. And yeah, that thing came out, and Cooper's dead, and there's currently an alien creature the size of a small dog in the room with you, Miller, and we're going to just jump straight off into combat with that, I'm afraid. So we've got some initiative cards here. So roll 20, being the temperamental mistress that she is, means that I can't actually hand out the initiative cards on here for some reason. So I'm just going to just draw from this deck. Now, human characters, they have a speed of 1, and the alien characters don't. They have a higher speed. This one has a speed of 3, which means I'm drawing 3 initiative cards for this thing. So, yeah. So, Miller, tell me when.
When?
Your initiative of 5. Back to front. Your initiative 5. Okay. And then I will just draw out. Okay, so it is going to act first. And then everyone else is going to act after it's gone. So it's the alien, it's you, Miller, then it's the alien, then it's the alien, and then it is the rest of the gathered crew.
Great.
Okay, right.
This is going to be fine.
Right, so this creature gets down on its back legs and launches itself at Davis with a snarl. Okay. Now Davis is going to try and block that with her close combat. And yeah, she doesn't. So Davis's other leg, because at the moment she's got a thigh injury on one of them. Davis's other leg, this thing latches onto her leg, and she screams in pain. Blood just gushes everywhere, and it's still kind of attached to her at the moment. Hannah,
It's not a great day for Davis, is it? Really?
it's really not. What would you like to do?
I'm guessing like Davis is quite close to Miller, right?
So you're all right next to each other.
Yeah. Okay. If it was Wilson, it'd be a very different story. But Davis, good friends. Okay. Miller's not tempted to shotgun it off. It's all too close quarters for that. So probably in the heat of the moment would kind of maybe swing at it, you kind of golf club style with the shotgun, which I'm sure would be perfectly fine.
As well, haven't you?
Pardon?
Have you got a cutting torch as well?
Davis has got that.
Okay. So you're just going to swing this thing at it.
Yeah.
So I just do a close combat roll for that.
Mm-hmm. Let me consult all the different things that I've got.
After a couple of weeks break, it's always fun coming back to a character and a new system.
Okay.
Any successes? Oh, nice.
Good.
2 successes. Okay. alive. This guy. Yeah, you just you clubbed the thing to death. Well done, honestly. Yeah, you clubbed this thing to death, and you're still clubbing it, whilst Davis kind of tries to wrestle you away from it. And yeah, there's just basically what the remnants of this thing all over the floor in all gory detail.
Nice. Yeah, sweet. I knew that was going to happen.
The crew of the Kronos kind of look to each other and look at you. Anyway, Wilson. So Wilson, you're currently down. You can use your story point for, if you'd listened to the beginning, Jamie, you can use it for anything you'd like to do with it, as long as it's not game breaking. For instance, if you did want to be like, oh, I'm going to use a story point just to repair this android in one go, I'd allow you to do that. If you were like, I'm going to use a story point so that all the oxygen from one level goes, I wouldn't do that. It's a case-by-case basis. You tell me what you want to do. You're on mute, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, I muted myself because I was having a minor technical issue. Cool, so I can use it. Can I use it as a player, or can I use it as a character?
You tell me the scenario you want to have happen, and I'll let you know if that's fine. They are actually 4 players, so technically, yes, you could use that to screw someone else over or make something interesting happen. But it just depends on, how detrimental that is to other people.
No, I'm just curious. You know me, I like to know the rules. Okay,
Yeah.
I am going to try and repair this droid with my huge knowledge of droid repair.
Okay, so it's a heavy machinery roll.
I am very not good at heavy machinery. Do you know what? I'm going to use. I am going to just use my story point to repair the droid.
Miller,
because I think at this stage, I think it's going to be more useful to me as a player.
Okay, Miller and Cam, you can your real life panic levels can go down now that you know that Jamie can't use that to attack you with something. So that's good. Okay, so yeah, Wilson, you managed to, as you're kind of looking at this kind of android in the gloomy cargo bay that you're currently in, you're kind of looking at it and thinking, they didn't prepare me for this. I don't know anything about androids. And you're kind of looking around the back of its neck, and what looks like an on switch. You're like, is that an on switch? So you push it, and miraculously, the android springs to life.
It's like a miracle.
So it's a female android. Hello?
Hello.
Who are you?
John Wilson.
John
Can you tell me what's John Wilson?
I do recognize you as a member of the Kronos crew. Where are you from, John Wilson?
I'm from all around, but in particular, I'm from a ship that I can't remember the name of.
The SS Unknown.
The
It's
SS
the Montero.
Unknown. Montero. I've come from the USS Montero. We've come across you in distress, and it's very important to the company that we rescue the ship, the crew, and of course, more importantly, the items on it.
You are, of course, speaking about Agent AO3959X.91-15. I do not believe it would be a good idea to get this back to civilization, John Wilson.
Well, I'm not one to question orders, and neither should you be. The important thing is they have a plan, I'm sure, back at headquarters, and we need to return this.
Please do not believe that I am acting against orders here, John Wilson. I am merely trying to ensure that all human life is safe aboard the Kronos.
Well, the fact, why wouldn't our lives be safe?
Due to the strange nature of the chemical agent A03959X.91-15, human contact with this agent has caused strange effects.
And what sort of strange effects are we...
On board the ship, there has been severe damage, and the crew of the Kronos are currently either in cryo or dead, or other.
Well, you say crew, do you? I think we should make our way to the crew and wake them up and see if we can salvage the ship and come up with a rescue plan.
John Wilson, do you have a weapon of some variety? You may need it to protect yourself from the others aboard.
I have an assault rifle. I have a jammed pistol if you can unjam it, and if you need it.
Please let me look at the pistol.
I'll pass you the pistol.
The android takes a look at it, and in no time at all dismantles the weapon in front of you, puts it back together, and shoots you in the, and then hands you the gun back.
Thank you, but you hold on to it just in case we get in trouble.
Very well, John Wilson. So, John Wilson, please tell me, are there others on board like yourself, John Wilson?
Yes, there are. My good friend Cam is currently trying to get the reactor to work. Unfortunately, the captain of the previous ship, Miller, went rogue and threw me out the airlock. Maybe that's got something to do with the agent that you're on about, but they're definitely that's definitely one to be worried about.
Sorry, John Wilson, you were saying. I interrupted you.
Well, I'm just saying if we meet Miller, obviously I would be wary of hostile intent.
I will do anything to defend the crew of the Kronos and any human life.
Indeed, as would I.
John,
it's my sole aim in life.
Can I please know, have you been exposed to Agent A03959X.91-15?
No, not at all.
Have you breathed in any of the oxygen on board the Kronos? It's imperative you tell me the truth here, because if you have, there is a high chance you have been infected.
Well, on the basis I've still got my... Have I still got my thing on?
It's been about 2 weeks. I can't remember.
Yes, you haven't taken it off, from what I remember.
No, I haven't. I haven't taken my. I haven't taken.
I would suggest when we wake up the crew of the Kronos that we speak to Dr. Cooper and get the inoculation jab for yourself.
That's a good idea. Let's head in that direction. Cam has help, so he'll be fine in the reactor.
Cam? Who is this Cam you speak of? I know of Captain Miller.
Oh, I mentioned Cam. Cam is a good friend of mine. He's currently in the reactor trying to get that to run again. I'm sure he'll be fine.
Very well, John Wilson. You wish us to go to the cryo area and wake up the crew, yes?
Yes, indeed.
Would you like me to lead the way, John Wilson?
Absolutely, that sounds perfect.
Follow me, John Wilson. Okay, so Cam, you're currently in a not a very good place. No. You're wearing your hazmat suit; it's shredded to pieces.
Yeah, and I've been beaten up.
Yep, you've got blood pouring out of you.
Um,
You can see as you kind of like crouch behind the controls in the room you're currently in. You can see the body of your friend. What's left of him.
yeah, this is not good. I need to get the reactor up and running. We needed to clean out what's in the reactor in order to do that because it looked like some weird, was it like fungal material, something like that? That was like
There's this
like
weird kind of grey slime everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. So I need to start like trying to usher as much of that out as possible. I'm sort of just gonna recover and just sort of climb up a bit from like the attack that had just happened and sort of make my way towards, I suppose, the reactor to start trying to clean it up because it's the only thing that I can do because I'm no way going back outside that door knowing what was probably waiting out there.
Yeah, it's not looking good, is it, out there? So you're going to focus on your mission.
Yeah, I'm going to focus on the mission. I'm going to get this going because at least we can get the ship moving and get some life back into the ship.
Did you want to try and communicate with any of the crew?
I can't from the reactor core because because they couldn't, so I know that I can't do much. So.
I was just looking forward to doing the noise. That's what I was asking.
Oh no, I know because I remember what I was trying to keep going with. I'll pick up the phone going help to the voice of sound of static. No, I'll crawl towards the reactor and start shoveling out the gunk into the relay control chamber, so it's out of the reactor itself.
Yeah. So Rye, rest in peace, had kind of basically got in clean materials in here. So there's like a couple of buckets you can use to get all this crap out.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to be using.
Did you want to check outside the kind of the
I could probably peer outside. I'm just assuming there's going to be like something out there waiting, just waiting for the door to open.
It's up to you. You can have a look. You don't have to.
Sure, I'll take a look. I'll take a look before I go into just look through the door.
How close are you getting your head to the window?
Just enough that I can see through the window, but not close to the door. Enough, just basically as far away from the door, but enough to look through the window.
So, your video at the moment, could you move your face close enough to the video? Show me, if this is the window, how far are you getting up to the window?
Just a bit further away.
You can't see from there, Will. You've got to get closer. Closer. That's really close. I wouldn't get that close.
Probably about it.
So you peer around, kind of peer out. It is gloomy out there. You see no signs of anything in the corridor.
Well, I'm not gonna I'm just gonna keep going, clearing the reactor. I'm just having a note of what's going on. He could be around the corner. I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm just gonna go into the reactor.
Okay, let's go to Miller. It's Miller time.
She's tense, man. She's so tense.
Miller time.
Okay. So Miller looks around. What's everyone else doing?
So, interesting you ask. So, Cooper is currently lying on the ground dead. Flynn is rifling through his pockets. He's the other doctor. Clayton is kind of standing behind Reed. Reed being the clone and Marine, Clayton being the company agent. And you see John's the XO. He's kind of cowering behind one of the beds. Now, it has been a while, so I would just remind you, when I was reading out the large description about what was actually happening to Cooper, all of the Kronos crew didn't try to help. They all backed away. So they knew what was going on. I'm just putting that out there because it's been a couple of weeks. So just to refresh you on information you would know as a character.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Jesus Christ. So, I suppose, yeah, so, what did you do first? Well, okay, in just two immediate Miller thoughts and things she says is, what the hell are you going through his pockets for? And what sort of shit are you trying to pull towards Clayton? What's going on?
Okay, so Flynn kind of looks up at you, and you can see he's quite pale, and he's got something in his hand, and he pulls out a syringe, and he's looking at it confused, and he looks up at you, and he just says to you, "Cooper didn't take the inoculation." He has no more explanation other than that. He's in shock.
Okay. Again, to the corporate lovey, Clayton, is inoculation. What's going on?
Captain Miller, there are things going on above your pay grade. I don't care what year it is. This is classified company business. However, I do appreciate that we're in quite a predicament here, so I'm willing to share some information with you that may be prudent to surviving. But I think the best thing we can do is find somewhere secure where we can hold off and then repair the ship and then get the hell out of here.
Okay. I'm on a kind of a tight schedule here. So if I'm looking down to Davis and then looking back. We've got a bit of an external situation going on. So I'd appreciate a bit more intel on keeping everyone safe. Is your young doctor suggesting that everyone in here, apart from our dead guy, had some sort of vaccine as protection? Is that what's been going on?
There is a vaccination to stop, and she looks down at Cooper, that from happening.
Okay. And how many doses have we got of this on board?
There should be another 6 down in the med lab.
Okay. In addition to that one that's in that guy's hand?
Yes. If you've already been exposed to the air around here, then there is a high chance you could already be infected.
Okay. Would the vaccine give you protection if you've already been exposed?
Dr. Flynn? Unsure. I mean, it's still an experimental inoculation. It may work. I would recommend everyone gets inoculated, regardless. And then we could perhaps monitor and make sure everyone is safe. We know the signs of people turning.
This is great. Alrighty. Just as a out of character thing, is Davis still on air? Because I know Miller's still got air left. Is Davis still on air?
Davis is no longer on air because her suit is shot to shit at this point. Physically shot, and her other leg, which she's kind of bandaging up, her suit is fucked. Is the technical term.
Okay, yep, got that. Okay. This is not a great day, is it?
Good day to be captain.
Isn't it just? This is lovely. All right. I'm just going to try and contact Cam and radio out to Cam with a Cam, can you hear me? Thing.
So you hear back.
All right. All right, Clayton, we've got more members of my crew on board. We've got at least 2 more people down near the reactor, trying to get things back online. So we're going to need at least a couple of doses for them. I can see that Davis has already been exposed. I suggest we get that one, that syringe that Flynn's got, into my colleague here, and then we go down to Medbay and we get another one for me, and then we see how to proceed with things.
Well, I would like to cooperate with you as much as possible, Captain Miller. Just know that you're not running the show here, but we are working together. ICE would recommend that you take Dr. Flynn here, maybe Johns, to go with you to make sure everything is safe. I mean, Dr. Flynn will know where these things are. And I will take Reed up to Mother and find out what the state of the ship is. Oh, by the way, this isn't me asking permission. I'm telling you what I'm going to do and just recommending maybe you take Johns and Flynn with you.
All of your
You've got a
bedside
good
manner.
relationship with company people, haven't you, Miller? You know, it's
just the spirit of Wilson in the brain. It's like, oh, company people. Oh. Okay. As a bit of general intel, so we've got a couple of crew. So Roy and Cam down in the reactor. I'm hoping they've not run into any of these other creatures because we've already encountered one, which was down in another part of the ship, which I'm sure the character would have remembered, but I couldn't. So there's at least one creature out there. Yeah, that's right. So I'd just be on your guard, and we need to work out how to get some clean air into this ship because I think that would just be helpful, right?
I think that's sensible, Captain Miller. And keep an eye out for Ava whilst you're about. I don't know what happened to Ava. She sealed us in the cryopods and went to set a course, but I don't know what happened to her. I assume she's still walking around. Yes, our synthetic, Ava 6.
Okay.
Was,
cool.
the things that came out of Cooper there, they don't bother synthetics, but the other things, the crew, they'll attack anything on sight.
Alrighty. Okay. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to observe your Dr. Flynn administering the inoculation that he's got there into my colleague Davis, and then we'll be on our merry way down to Medbay.
Of course, and we'll keep on ship's comms, and I'll be in touch. We're just going to go up to Mother, and we'll hollow if we need anything. Perhaps once we're done with Mother, we can meet somewhere. Where would you suggest, Captain Miller? The bridge?
If you we can rendezvous at the bridge. That'd be delightful.
Very well. Good luck, Captain Miller. I hope to see you again.
Yeah, likewise.
Okay, let's go to Wilson. Cam, unfortunately, you're gonna have a really boring time of it because he's clearing all the gunk out. Your whole shift, mate. It's taking a long time.
He has got a story point, so you could,
I could be like expert story. I could be like expert.
He finds a secret hatch that leads him, fixes
just
the thing
goes
and
outside and just jettisons the sludge out of the reactor.
So, assuming Ava and I are making our way to the stairwell up towards the.
Well, we left you guys in the cargo bay. Whilst that was happening, the other things were happening exactly at the same time. So, Wilson, you can move yourself out onto the catwalk.
Yeah.
Trying not to sing any too sexy for my shirt.
Catwalk.
No, it's just
catwalk. Yeah, it's too much.
Okay, what's your observation like?
Sorry?
What's your observation like? It's under wits.
My
observation?
My observation. I don't even know if I've got observation. Where would I find observation?
It's in the wits bit, so in the middle ring.
All your skills in the middle ring around.
Yeah, wits, attributes, empathy, agility, observation, yeah.
What is it? 2. Okay, well, that's fair enough. But what's your wits?
My wits, 3.
Okay. I'd say that you could see the thing standing on the catwalk. There's a person standing on the catwalk, quite tall, and they're just kind of standing there. Ava 6 hasn't noticed, so she's going to walk through the door. She's walking.
Yeah. Does it look like a normal person, or does it look a bit?
From where you are, you can't tell because it's a fairly large kind of catwalk, and it's quite dark in here. But there is somebody standing there.
Where on the catwalk? Is it on the?
I'm going to play character, and my character is an absolute scaredy cat. So my character is going to run in behind Ava and say, "Did you see the character on the catwalk?" on the catwalk.
Oh, so you've just asked her that.
Yeah,
John Wilson, who are you speaking of? There was someone back there?
I think so. Yeah, did you not see?
Allow me to check. It may be a member of the Kronos or one of the others.
Oh yeah,
So-
if you want to go check, I'll stand guard here.
So she
I'm
pushes
going to raise
past
my
you.
assault rifle.
The door opens. And she turns around. John Wilson, I would suggest you run.
I'm going to run.
Okay, where are you running to?
I'm basically going to head to the only thing I know right now that has a door that I can lock, which is Mother. So that's that. I'm heading towards the stairwell up.
Okay,
Right.
cool.
Yeah.
So you have enough speed to get into the door in between the stairwell and that corridor.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And,
Right.
and I don't mind. I don't mind burning whatever I need to burn just to run this out. By the way, if there's buttons I can press, I'm doing it. If there's people I can throw in the way, I'm doing it. I have one
Just get out.
intention, which is Mother now.
Just getting out of dodge. Fair enough. That's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, could you do an air roll for me, please, Wilson?
Of course. All good.
And could you do one more for me because you are running, so you're really breathing heavy.
I just feel because I didn't get anything, because it's making me reroll.
Wow, it's good. You breathe through your nostrils. And you're like,
I'm good at modulating. I'm good at running. It's what I'm good at, running away.
I'm waiting for all four of them just to go at once. Just to
one go. One go. That's it. Okay. Right. So, okay. So Clayton and Reed leave. You're left with Johns, Flynn, Leah, and what's left of Cooper. So Flynn, did you want Flynn to inject Leah? Okay. Cool. So yeah, so he injects her. Son of a bitch, is what she says. But previous episodes she would have gone son of a bitch because I forgot that she was a he. He was a she. So, there we go. They were them. Okay, yeah. So she's had inoculation.
Cool. I mean, Davis is clearly in now sort of cardio capacity like Wilson, but is Davis mobile with this double leg attack?
You're going to have to help her move.
Oh, what a chip.
Well, you get Johns to carry her. Well, shoulder her.
Yeah, it's basically the person you're going to chuck down as cannon fodder, isn't it? In these sort of scenarios, it's not going to end well. Is exactly what Miller would say today.
Really good for your character as well. You know, everyone watching you just throw crew.
Okay. Well, Davis, what do you want to do? Do you want to come down to MedLab? Do you want to come for a shuffle, or do you what do you want to do?
I don't really want to move, if I'm honest. Can I be? If I could trust everyone on board the ship, do you know what I tell you to do? I tell you just put me in one of these cryopods and just leave me here. At least I'd die in my sleep. But then I saw that thing that came out of the other cryopod, and well, from your description anyway, I don't really want to turn out like that. So maybe I could come with you and we could get some drugs.
Okay. What? Let's get some drugs. Okay. I think so. Hang on. So Clayton and the Marine have gone off to Mother.
Yeah.
After 5 minutes. So I've got the suit. I've got the. Oh, what?
So you've got the XO who's like who'd be helping running the ship, so he should know the ship pretty well. And you got Flynn, who was he's a doctor, Dr. Flynn, medicine lady, but he's a man. And you've got Leah Davis, your buddy, who's a pilot. You don't need legs to fly things, right?
Should do.
As long as it's all hand operated, I'm sure it'll be fine. Right. Oh, this is a. All right. Let's go to MedLab.
Okay, which way are you going to get to MedLab?
What's right, Colin Johns? What's the quickest way to MedLab?
Oh, the elevator.
All right, that sounds good. Where are they? Oh, there. Okay, sweet. Yeah, let's head there. I'm sure that's going to be good in an emergency. Let's do it.
Okay. So you will go over to the elevator. The doors open slowly, and it's just an elevator.
Can we all get in there at once? Okay, cool. It's not like two at a time.
You can race each other. The elevator's the other side.
Oh yeah, two of the crew have turned into a monster. Great. Okay, cool. Let's go in the lift.
Okay. So you guys head down to down below. You have to move yourself, I'm afraid, to B, which is over on the right.
Yeah.
I'll move all these guys. Okay, so Wilson, you're currently on the stairwell. Are you running up?
Yeah.
Okay, move yourself up to the stairwell on B deck.
Yeah, I will do. Hang on, I'm just having a moment. B deck is.
I love how there's like perfect timing between Miller disappearing down and Wilson coming up every single time. We're always just in each other.
Comedy of errors.
Cool, because I'm heading up towards that to A, aren't I? Because Mother's on A. I thought it was on B, but Mother's on A. So
yeah. So you can move up the next stairwell.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to do a mobility roll for me now. Okay, awesome. So as you're running up there, you spot these weird fungal growths, and you're thinking that's probably not a good thing to stand in. You nearly slip up on one, but because you're extra dexterous at the moment, you're able to kind of run up, kind of jump on the wall and jump past it. You're proper parkouring your way up this spaceship. Can you give me 2 air supply rolls though? Oh, just reduced by 1. What, you're doing well.
Yeah.
Okay, Cam, you're about halfway through.
Nice. Halfway through.
You hear gunshots.
Okay. I panic and I start scrubbing faster. I think, like, I'm trying to get this, like, there's guns. It's like, okay, I'm a bit jittery now after, like, this whole fight scene with this.
Use the story point. Use the story point.
Do you think Wilson's out there and he's like just shooting at you?
Yes,
hurry up!
I will use the story point to clear up the entire.
Will, don't feel pressured. You do not have to use a story point for that. You just have to wait a little bit longer.
Fine. I don't think it's going to take much longer. If I'm about halfway through, it's not going to be much longer till I'm done.
Yep, you carrying on.
I'm sure Wilson could handle himself firing out on the catwalk if he is out there still. That's all I know.
Joyfully conflicted that his good mate Wilson is probably getting teared up by whatever it is out there.
I'm trying to just get the reactor going, so at least we can get at least the hope
or it
of
could be a
moving
Will showdown on the catwalk. You don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. But I know someone's dying. It's not good.
Okay. All right.
Especially if gunfire is on a spaceship.
Okay, so you are in the med lab, Miller. You have lovely memories of this place. And there's 2 jars in here, and the jars in there had some kind of alien life in there. They're basically the same thing that you saw come out Cooper, just floating in these jars. Flynn kind of brushes past you and starts rifling through some of the cupboards, and then finds about 6 syringes. Captain Miller, would you like one?
I don't really have much choice, do I?
Well, I highly recommend you taking it.
Here's a question. So you can't be exposed. You can't be exposed to the air, but you can't inject through a spacesuit.
Yes, I'm afraid I will have to get an exposed piece of skin, but the inoculation should stop you from any ill effects.
Okay. Can Miller turn the air supply off so she keeps what she's got in the suit as a reserve, so it just stays there, and then I guess you'd flip the lid first, taking a breath, right? Like, yeah, just do the arm or something. So, like, undo the glove on the suit and pull the arm up and.
Okay.
I mean, don't leave it too long, right? I mean, she's literally like.
That's fair enough. Okay, yes. So, you feel a jab in the neck from Flynn for one of these things.
Great, thanks.
Yeah. Can you roll stamina for me, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thanks. Okay. So, so you've had the inoculation in you. So's Davis, and you're in the med lab. Davis starts trying to find some drugs to kind of ease the pain a little bit.
That makes sense. Is there any food in here? He asks to Flynn.
We wouldn't keep food in here, but there might be stuff in the mess hall. I mean,
I've got like a secret chocolate drawer or something.
Flynn kind of looks at you, and there's no humor on his face. Just Cooper's blood.
Great. Alrighty. Okay. All right. If you can assist Davis with some appropriate medication, that would help. Obviously, Davis is less familiar with the layout of this med lab. And if you can put those syringes in some suitable package, some bag or something that we can keep with us, so I'd like to inoculate the rest of our crew when we come into contact with them. Please.
Yes, I have a case right here. And he puts the other 5 of these things into a container and then hands it over to you. Would you like to hold on to this, Captain Miller?
Yeah, thanks.
Very well. John speaks up. So, what's wrong with the ship? Like you said, you're pretty sketchy about the details here, son, but saying something about external issues.
Yeah, so we're tourists in this area, and our ship is just parked outside and it's currently on fire. So we need to get this ship away from that one, because if our ship explodes, then that's sort of good night Tuesday, really. So yeah, could do moving things.
Christ, shit just keeps getting worse. What do you need from me? What can I do to help you?
We need to get some stuff back online, which I remembered, and all this panic has just pushed it right out of my brain. There was like things like air scrubbers and some that needed fixing on the outside, and
So the
Yeah.
3 things that are currently wrong with the ship. Well, I think there's more than 3, maybe 4. So the reactor needs to be
hang
sorted.
on, it's coming back to me now.
He's got it.
The comms was damaged, the engines are knackered, and it's the air scrubbers
So those comms.
and the reactor.
Is that an internal thing, or someone got to go for a walk?
That's a walking job,
How you doing for air, buddy?
apparently. Great. I've got one thing of air left when we've literally tried to cannibalise all the air that we could on the ship so that we didn't have to breathe all the crap that you've been breathing in.
We got to find Ava 6. Sims don't need to breathe.
That's a very good. That's a good tip. Have you got any locator beacon on Ava 6? Any tracking device or something?
Hey, mother knows best, right? As in, we could go speak to mother. Maybe Clayton could ask a question.
Yeah, I'm sure Clayton would be really helpful. Yeah, it's worth a go.
Hey, Miller, just between you and me, don't go too hard on Clayton. We saw a lot of people die. Like, granted, she was a cold bitch before she went into cryo, but we saw a lot of people we know and care about dying in horrible ways. Shock affects people differently. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt here. But, yeah, it'd probably come better from you than me if you want to ask her to find Ava. You know, you're both in a dick measuring contest, and neither you got a dick. So,
Yeah, not met a company person I can trust yet, but hey, every day is an opportunity. Okay, Miller will try and radio up to Clayton. I'm assuming they're going to be on the same channel, right?
there's a ship's comms you can, there's basically a ship's comms you can hack into, so you can talk to them. But right now, we're going to go to our good old buddy Wilson. So Wilson, you're at the top of the stairs. Where are you off to now?
Mother. In my very quick, I've not changed my pace at all. I'm still running like a mo towards Mother.
Okay.
In the company dressed up. So, am I good to run, or am I about to get shot?
Yeah, you're fine. You can run.
Well, I don't. I'm playing the character here. Obviously, I'm running to Mother.
Yeah, you don't know anyone else up here.
Yeah.
A synthetics just told you to run.
Yeah,
So,
and I'm running. What's the best way through the quickest route? Is it through the junction or is it around the corridor?
you want to go around this corridor.
Okay, yeah, I'll go to the left.
Okay, so as you're rounding the door, you see a very tall, broadly built woman in colonial marine garb, and she's pointing a shotgun at you. Freeze, motherfucker!
Whoa! 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 Who are you?
I asked the questions here. I'm the one with the fucking shotgun. Put that gun down.
Well, I'll lower it. Listen, I'm from the company here. You know.
She knocks on the door behind her. And then you see a woman come up to out of the mother's door, wearing a very old-fashioned company uniform. You recognize from like the archives, stuff you saw. Well, you're not that old, but yeah, you know of these birds. It's a long time ago. Just with a Wayland logo on, no Utani on the next of there. So you must be one of the crew members.
Oh no.
Are you Rye or
not a
Cam?
crewman. Sorry?
Are you
I'm
Rye
Wilson.
or are you Cam?
I'm John Wilson, company.
Okay, Miller didn't say anything about a Wilson on board.
Well,
You
Miller's
just,
not going to be.
you just wait there, Mr. Wilson. I want to contact your captain and find out if you are who you say you are. So she goes into her comms. Miller, just as you're about to call up Clayton, you hear Clayton. Captain Miller, I seem to find a stowaway.
A stowaway?
2 crew members. Yeah, you said there were 2 crew members. There was Rye and Cam who were unaccounted for.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I'm staring at a Mr. Wilson at the moment.
What the fuck's sake? Okay.
Miller, your stress at this point can increase by 1, by the way.
Oh, dear.
Now, whether that's through kind of like guilt, I don't know.
What, for throwing me
I
out
think
an
it's
air?
shock. I think it's shock more than anything else. How did he survive?
Fucking hell.
He says he's well, is he one of yours?
That guy should still be in space. He's the reason that this whole mission's been compromised and turned into a shit show. I tried to blast him out the airlock because he tried to kill my pilot.
I think maybe we should all just calm down and talk this one out. But right now,
Is your Marine still with you up there?
oh yes, Reed is currently holding a shotgun to Mr. Wilson's face.
That's the best orientation for that current dance. I wouldn't change that.
Well, I'll have a talk with Mr. Wilson and see if his story collaborates with your own, Captain Miller. The effects of the agent can change people. I'm not quite sure who to trust right now. Anyway, did you manage to inoculate yourself? Obviously, this
Yes.
Mr. Wilson's going to need to be inoculated too.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're breaking up there. Sorry, I didn't catch. Yeah, sorry. Gone through a tunnel.
Very well, Captain Miller. Is there anything else before I go and talk to your friend here?
I'm just speaking to your helpful EXO, John's, and giving him an update on the ship. We've got 3 things that we need sorting: comms, engines, and air scrubbers. Our engine fix needs, or the comms, sorry, needs a spacewalk repair. And he suggested that maybe if we could use Ava, who's the android on board.
Ava 6.
Then
Wilson.
that'd be
Wilson, you can hear this, by the way.
Yeah. 86. She's just helped me get up here. She
Bear
told me
with
to
me,
run.
Miller. It seems we might have a location on Ava 6. Leave it with me, and I'll see if we can get her to cooperate.
marvelous. That'd be really helpful.
Talk to you later. Cam!
Bye-bye.
Cam, you're done!
I did it! Nice.
He's
Nice.
gone from it.
I've gone done it. I'm going to start up the reactor, shut the door and go to the control panel. I'm going to start it up.
Okay, bear with me 1 second.
I'm probably going to have to move Rye's body out of the way if it's on the terminal.
No, he's not on the
Okay,
terminal.
okay, that's all right then.
Well, I hope you do this out of everything that's happened so far.
Yeah, I just want to at least start the reactor. If I can start it up, that is a goal accomplished. And then I'll have to explore outside.
So the screen in the reactor relay control tells you that the relay engines, that's all sorted. But there is still issues with the external engines going to need some repairs.
Okay.
You also notice this is where, if you wanted to, you would set a self-destruct on board the ship.
Oh. Okay.
There's like a little kind of warning symbol in the bottom right corner, which you just notice.
And I'll note that to myself. I'm not going to do like I do in every other Nemesis game and just start the self-destruct sequence the first time I find it. So I'm just going to leave it be. So I'm gonna
Anyway, you know it's the sort of thing Miller would do.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
So I'm going to make mental note and head to the door. Now I know that the reactor's up and running, so that I can go out, so at least I can get back on comms. So I'm going to go up to the window, just peer out to see if there's, and hear if there's no more sounds of gunshots out to the side. And if there isn't, then I'm going to open up the door.
Okay, the door opens,
Okay.
and a swirl of kind of mist comes in.
I'm going to creep out onto the corridor.
Okay. You creep out,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's just empty.
Empty. Okay. And then I'm going to just head my way towards junction C2, climb up the ladder if I'm able to. Yeah, I can climb up the ladder.
Okay, so yeah, you're on junction C2,
Awesome.
and you climb up to B2.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll move it.
this guy.
There you go.
Perfect. Okay, so Wilson, you currently got a shotgun at your face, and a company agent.
Can you go and ask Mother about Special Order 966, please?
Reed, I don't think you need to have that shotgun waving in Mr. Wilson's face. Yes, ma'am. Would you mind just giving us a moment, Reed? Go and cover that junction below us. Yes, ma'am. Reed obeys. Mr. Wilson, my name is Clayton. She offers her hand to you.
And I will take it and shake. It's nice to meet a fellow company agent. There aren't many around in these parts. None that you can trust.
Well, I assume you're here for the same reason that I am.
I assume so. I was given the order, Special Order 966, and despite Captain Miller's resistance, I have done my best to try and secure the xenomorphic materials and rescue the crew and get them back to safety. But obviously, it's been a difficult challenge when the crew of the Montero, perhaps some of them, Davis and Miller, haven't been. I was very lucky to survive, really. He freed me out of the airlock.
Seems a very extreme measure, Mr. Wilson. Clearly,
Indeed.
you must have played your hand a bit too early there. But who am I to judge? I wasn't here for that. I'm here to offer you a deal of sorts, Mr. Wilson.
Well, we're all here for the company.
It's been 75 years since I last saw my family. I didn't really have much to talk of, but I had some. All I've got left is this ship and the things that are on here. And I need to make sure that we're both on the same page here. That when we get this to the company, there's an even split.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not
Probably more
sure.
in your-
I'm not sure how women fare these days in the company, but you can imagine 75 years ago it was very hard to get myself to where I've gotten up to. And I've been screwed over by various different men before, Mr. Wilson. The Marine I have with me will kill you with no second thoughts. So I just want you to know, don't fuck me here, Wilson.
I accept where you're coming from. And I have no reason to screw you over. It will do my career good as much as it will do yours good to return this precious cargo back to the company.
Now, Wilson, we need to smooth over things with you and Captain Miller, but you're going to need to get inoculated. This special agent causes, well, disastrous results.
Well, Ava mentioned that this was important, and Dr. Cooper is the person to talk to. So, perhaps
Dr.
Dr. Cooper. Oh, where would we be able to get the inoculation from?
Well, Captain Miller has gone with our other medical doctor, and they're currently in the med lab, as far as I'm aware. We can secure you one of these inoculations, Mr. Wilson, and I highly recommend you take one, because you don't want to see what happens when you don't.
Well, if that's your recommendation, absolutely, we'll do such a thing, and I'm sure you'll have a much more positive effect on Captain Miller and his attitude,
Her
especially
attitude.
with your her attitude.
I've just been speaking to Mother. So far, someone's got the reactor back online, which is kudos to them. I imagine that is either Cam or Rye, whoever's down there.
Oh, that would be Cam, and he's been a real asset to the crew and the company. He has worked really hard to get that reactor up and running.
Assets we can use, Mr. Wilson.
Absolutely, and he's a real asset, and one that will corroborate my story as well.
How are you doing for oxygen?
I'm doing really well for oxygen. I've got about three bars left. I've been quite conservative with it, so I know that when I came on board, there was no oxygen about. So
Yes, Mr. Wilson. Now, I would say that talking to Mother, there are two things that need external repair: the comms array and the engines. Now, we can get Ava 6 to go out there. She's a synthetic. She doesn't need to breathe. However, it would be a lot quicker if someone went with them. And I'm not quite sure how well you are with heavy repairs on a spaceship of this caliber. You might want to speak to your Cam to get this done, or Rye. They might need to use a suit, Mr. Wilson.
Well, I'd certainly give Cam some oxygen, him being the superstar that he is. So absolutely, but I'd want that inoculation before I take my suit helmet off.
Very well. I will get Captain Miller to meet us in the bridge. I believe you should take your gun with you, but don't have it out.
Well, with Captain Miller, unfortunately, a gun, perhaps not on display, is required at all times. He's a sneaky character, in my opinion. Good at bending the truth.
So she communicates to you, Miller. Captain Miller, can you meet us in the bridge with your inoculation?
Who will be meeting us at the bridge? We'll be there.
Myself, Reed, and it will be Wilson. I don't know what shit happened between you, but I'll make sure he doesn't pull this kind of shit again around, okay? I can vouch for him for the moment. He'll play nice.
Have we got any tabs on Ava yet?
Not yet, no. I was just speaking to Mr. Wilson. Yes, I did say I was going to go get her, but I think Mr. Wilson getting an inoculation is probably the highest priority at the moment. He also has a spacesuit with a lot of oxygen in, which we can use to also repair outside.
Did Mr. Wilson was Mr. Wilson the last person to see Ava?
I believe so.
Great. Where did Mr. Wilson see Ava last?
Mr. Wilson Miller turned Ava back on as she was currently turned off on the catwalk, and as a synthetic, she told me to run, and as a law-abiding citizen of the company, I ran to the safest place I know, which is Mother.
Alrighty, cool. Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Miller out.
You're most welcome, Mr. Miller, Mrs. Miller, Captain Miller, 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 right?
Just keep digging that hole. It's all good. Okay. Who are we with, Adam?
Still with us. So Clayton is suggesting that you meet in the bridge so you can inoculate Wilson. If you're happy to do that, then that's the plan. But if you aren't happy to do that and you think Ava 6 is the highest priority, then you'll have to argue out with Miss Clayton.
Okay. So Miller's feeling a bit chancy. I've not tried Cam for a little while yet. So as a direct switch straight to Cam. Cam, can you hear me, Cam? Are you there? Are you alive? Are you just static?
Miller? Is that you?
What? Hey, fucking shit! No way! Oh, Cam, Where are you, Cam?
I'm on deck B. Look, I've just fixed the reactor. I've lost Rye. I've met one of those creatures you warned us about, and a lot. It was pretty gosh darn big and destroyed. It literally just killed Rye right in front of my eyes. But I had to I shut it out into the hallway. The last I saw of it was stuck outside the reactor chamber, and I sort of just hurried my way up here. I don't know where it is now. I heard gunshots, so I don't know if it's been if it was between you and Wilson. Wilson found you.
So, Wilson found me. You've seen Wilson?
Yeah, he was down in the bay. I was trying to get away.
Right. Okay. We can catch up a bit slower. You say you're on deck, but are you very far away from the med lab?
Don't think so. Not just around the corner.
Okay, get yourself to the med lab. We've got some vaccine thing you might be interested in. We can get you dosed up.
Cool. I'll head my way over there now, and I sort of just keep going as I am.
Okay. So we'll just rush straight to that then. So, Cam comes through the door.
I've got no suit on other than like obviously the.
Cam has a shredded suit on, and covered in like white fluid everywhere.
Jesus, Cam, you look like shit.
I got into a mess. Right, it was just so much. Just Rye just got killed right in front of me, and I'm just now an absolute
Miller?
mess.
Your stress goes up by 1.
It's a good day in the core. Are there any drugs in the med lab to reduce stress? She says to Flynn.
Yeah, Flynn can find you something out.
Give me some damn drugs, Flynn.
What you need is some napro leave, Miller. That's what you need.
That's exactly what you need.
Okay. As long as I can operate heavy machinery afterwards.
So Flynn can give you some napro leave. This stuff will basically remove all of your stress straight away. However, you've got a -1 to all agility rolls.
For how long?
For a shift, so that's a while. It's about 5 to 10 hours.
Shit. Okay. Yeah, screw it. Why not? Dose me up.
Okay, yeah. So you've got takes a nap relief. So if you just take all your stress down to 0.
Wonderful. I am feeling so much better already.
That's good. And then if you just make a note somewhere that you're at -1 agility, because I will forget.
Okay,
be honest.
Noted. Okay, so Miller does a quick intro with Cam. Everyone, this is Cam, who's currently our modern day hero for getting the reactor back online. This is Exo Johns, one of the crew from the Kronos that we woke up upstairs. Mm-hmm. Flynn, medical officer. Davis, you know. Mm-hmm. We met some of the other crew upstairs, one of whom was a doctor who had one of these creatures come out of them, which I managed to kill, luckily. In terms of other horrible creatures, it seems like Wilson's back. And then we've got another company person, Clayton, and a Marine upstairs interrogating Mother and Wilson at the moment. That's where things are. Where did Wilson come from, Cam?
It caught me off guard. He appeared in the It appeared on the bridge a while back. As I noticed, the ship set on fire. It's like been an absolute. I've been so confused of what the hell's been happening on this ship. I don't know. I got told.
You did believe the story, Cam. You have to remember that. You rolled for it.
I did. I believe. I was confused. I'm the most confused person on the ship. You said you shot Davis, and like it was all you this whole time.
Right.
You're incredibly dangerous.
Davis speaks up as well. Davis says, "I don't know what the fuck Wilson's been feeding you, but he shot me in the fucking leg. Miller saved my life."
Okay. Cam, I know you've been through the mill here. There's one other, I guess, pertinent question. So when we were down on this deck before, there was one of these creatures that kind of came to life. Have you seen any like creatures like appear in front of you from like, I don't know, people that look to be dead that have suddenly come back to life? Or I'm just trying to work out how many things we might have on this ship.
Kind of, but it wasn't out like that. It was like this. As I was cleaning out the reactor, when we first went into the reactor, there was this big like black blob that was in amongst it. And as I was cleaning, I didn't take any note of it initially, and then I started cleaning things, and then I heard this roar, and behind me was this giant, like, over 6 foot creature that was just crazy staring back at me. He lunged towards us. I managed to duck out the way, but as I got out the way, but it got Ryan in the process. There was a bit of I managed to jump back out, trying to get out the reactor. It chased me out there, chucked me against the wall. And then I tried to dive back into the reactor, which I was able to do, and shut it outside. So it's still somewhere on this ship.
Holy crap. Wow. Where was Wilson in all this?
I don't know. I thought it was got the fact the creature got outside because he was stood somewhere down the hallway from what I knew.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't need to put you back through all that. I'm just glad you're alive and you've done a sterling job of everything that you've gone through. That's incredible. Okay. Right. We currently need. We've just been talking with the upstairs group about doing these external repairs, and maybe giving you a bit of the air supply that Wilson's got to do some of the spacewalk fixes.
Mm-hmm.
We're also trying to locate. There's apparently an android that's knocking around somewhere, which could obviously help in parallel because they don't need to breathe oxygen. I'm thinking we go and find this android and then get these repairs underway.
Okay. Go ahead and have a look.
Okay. Miller turns to Johns and says, "What's our quickest way to C deck?"
Hey, wait! You're not going to inoculate your buddy?
Yeah. Well, inoculate Cam, yeah.
So Flynn holds out his hand to get the canister off you, Miller, and he takes the syringe out. Cam, do you want to take this inoculation?
Yes.
Okay, Miller, can you do an observation roll for me, please? Okay. So Flynn puts a needle into Cam's neck, moves the needle away. You see white fluid coming out of the hole from where it gone in. You just take a second and realize all the white fluid that was over Cam, that's not just fluid, that's synthetic blood. The same stuff that's coming out. And that's where we'll leave it.
Oh dear.
John's mind is blown at this point.
Well, yeah. Interestingly, I feel like the group are coming together. We've got Miller and Wilson finally going to be confronting each other on what happened. I feel like they're going to talk their way out of this, and we're going to escalate things next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, and please like and subscribe to our various different social medias: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter. I was joined tonight with John from Die Rollin Games, Will from Die Rollin, and Jamie from Die Rollin. And of course, I'm the ever excited about them. Until next time, guys, stay safe or Die Rollin.